everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Today I want to share my project about exploring lichen size and distribution in the amusement park of Salamiyya, Syria. Before I start anything, I'm just going to give an overview about who I am in general. And so my name is Nour, and I'm a rising senior. I'm 17 years old, living in Salamiyya in Syria. And I'm super interested in humans, in plants, in animals, in every single living creature. And I love just taking online courses about this. I love learning, and I think it's really great to be able to actually learn about every single creature in this universe. So, about my research, how did I choose the idea of the research? First, my mentor advised me to go on, let's say, a discovery trip in my city. So I went to just look and observe the parks in my city. And I found very interesting things. I don't know if you can see the picture over here. I found some yellow things on the trees, and I was like, what is this? And why is it on the specific trees? And where did this came from? And I thought it's just a kind of plant. And then when my mentor explained this to me, it was super interesting to know that this is a lichen, and you'll just know what is a lichen. But it was super nice to do like a research with my hands. It was super nice. So, what is a lichen in general? Lichen, you probably heard this for the first time in your life. I don't know, but for me it was very new. Lichen is not just a plant. Lichen is a two creatures functioning as a single unit, meaning lichen is let's say, a combination between fungi and algae together. But why this combination is happening? Well, fungi are incapable of photosynthesis, and because of the lack of the green pigment chlorophyll, they cannot actually make their own food. They cannot make their own nourishment. So they always seek out for an outside source of food. On the other hand, we have an algae, which is a primary producer, meaning they can actually make their own food, but I only found them in water, in oceans, seas, lakes, and all of that. But if you want to find an algae outside the water, it has to be in a lichen relationship. So in another word, when a fungi associate with an algae, they form a lichen, where the algae is actually giving the fungi the nourishment, and the fungi is giving the algae all the protected and moistured environment. So each one is giving something. Okay. So why lichen is important? Lichen has so many things. It is to distribute in the environment. For example, we have biological weathering, meaning they can break down rocks by releasing chemicals. They can disturb rocks by simply attaching to them. And most importantly, they are an excellent indicators of pollution. They can absorb pollutants and such as heavy metals, carbones, and all of that. And you can just by extracting those pollutants, you can get to know the let's say how much pollution there is in the atmosphere. And so that's really important, and it's known as the lichen biomentoring. So let's talk about our hypothesis. What did we actually study? Because algae is, as you know, it's kind of a plant. Now it needs a moist environment to survive. It needs water and sun and all of that. So meaning if we expect to see lichen closer to the branches when the tree has very dense and franked branches. So if there's leaves, then we would expect lichen to be above, closer to the leaves. So because leaves do transpiration, and lichen would get water from the transpiration. On the other hand, if the tree has no forked branches like the one in the picture, you can see, we would expect that. Just a second. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. Okay. So I was saying like if on the
Sorry,
other
Nour,
hand.
we are not seeing the picture. I think you need to change your slide.
Oh, hi. I
Hi.
I didn't hear you. Like,
We are not seeing your slides. I think you need to change your slides. You were just seeing the first one.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is wrong then? Okay, I don't know what is wrong.
Have you been switching the slides left and right?
Yeah. No.
Did you?
Can you see anything? No.
We can see your screen with the title of the presentation.
Oh no. I don't know what is wrong then.
Have you been just like, are you in presentation view right now? Like, did you press present? There you go. That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see now?
Yeah. So if you want to try swapping to the next
Okay.
slide, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You weren't seeing anything. Oh no.
All good.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. Should I start again? Should I continue?
Feel free just to continue. I think you were doing really great. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where was I on that? Just a second. Okay, so I was talking about our hypothesis that we expected lichen to be closer to the leaves, to the branches, if the tree has very dense and very forked branches, because it will get water from the transpiration. On the other hand, we would expect it to be closer to the roots, exactly like look at the tree in the picture. It has no forked branches, so we will expect it to be closer to the root, the lichen. On the other, also, we would expect lichen to be facing either north or south because it will be less exposure to full sun, because lichen does not need full sun. It needs just, let's say, a little bit of sun, not full exposure to sun. So we would expect it to be either north or south. Okay. Now, I just want to talk about Syria, like the climate in Syria and all of that. Syria is in the west of the Mediterranean sandy coastal line, and it's followed by two parallel ranges of coastal mountains. Um, in the center part of Syria, which is basically where I live, the climate is characterized by very hot summers and very cold winters. And also, we found out that the let's say the percentage of fungi in Syria is 1.36, and the percentage of algae is 2.4%. All of the data we collected was in Salamiyeh, where I live on the western side of Syria. I guess you can see it here from the map. It's in the southwest of Hama. Okay. The site of the data, the lichen was found in the amusement park in my city, which contained over 1,000 trees, and it was around 1.5 kilometers squared, and it is centered on the western side of the city. The data was collected between 9 a.m. in the morning and 12 p.m. and during the month of July, and it was summer, so the temperature was very high. The species of the trees were all pine trees. So this is a picture of the park that we collected the data from. Okay, so all the measurements were made using a 5-meter tape. We also measured the height from the ground, and we also measured let's say, the major and minor axis of the lichen. You'll see that very soon. We approximated the lichen to be like in Elvis shape, and this is me just measuring trees. And just a second. Okay, like in the picture here, we tried to approximate it like an albus, and then we measured the width and then the length of the lichen. And so after that, we calculated the area using the formula of an albus, And after that, we used Excel actually to analyze all of our data, and we used a linear regression analysis to evaluate the relationship between the area of the lichen and actually its height from the soil. Additionally, we also did a histogram to analyze the frequency of the different directions. Now for the findings, we found out that, let's say the maximum length extension was 152 centimeters, while the minimum was 2 centimeters. You can see there is a huge range between the two. We also found the minimum width extension was 71 to the minimum was 3 centimeters. Also, it was very different. So for our findings, in order to have a strong correlation between the two, we needed the R value needed to be close to 1. And as you can see in the figure over here, I don't know if you can see it, but our R value was 0.0142, meaning it's much closer to 0 rather than closer to 1. Although we have a negative slope, you can see it over here, meaning that the more the height, the less the area, which what we expected in the first place. But the correlation between the two was very weak, meaning there is almost no relationship between the height and the area of the lichen. Okay, another finding, which was super interesting, that we found the lichen facing only north, and meaning it's not fully exposure to the sun all day, which we expected in the first place, but it was only facing north, and no south, no west, and no east, just north. And this made us have a lot of questions and try to explain more, because we tried to explain why the lichen was closer to the soil and its relationship to the area. We thought, the more it's close to the soil, the more the area of the lichen, and that was not actually the reason. So we thought of another reasons that might affect the lichen. So we also measured the diameter of the trees, and which were around 80 to 120 centimeters, and this helped us a lot to actually find the age of the trees, and the age were around 41 to 54 years old, meaning the trees were super old. And this information actually helped us to know that the more old the tree is, the thickest the bark on it. And so the thick bark helped us to know that it is easy now for the lichen to stick on these trees. And that was very helpful actually. So yeah. Another thing, this is just like pictures of the lichen. As you can see, it's on the bark of the tree. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. Okay. Another question we have, why it was only facing north, not just south, as we expected, north and south. The thing is, most lichen reproduce asexually and also sexually. However, in dry conditions, they become crumbly and small pieces will break off and are dispersed by the wind. And according to the weather in Syria, we found out that the wind direction is northwestern, meaning it might explain the fact that it was only facing north, that the lichen, because of the wind direction, it transmitted to the only north side of the tree. So that was like something we thought it could explain this fact. So in conclusion, this study helped us to actually be more curious about the lichen, about why it was near the ground and how is this affecting the size of the lichen. And this exploration helped us realize that there is no actually correlation between its height and the area, and there is another reason for that. And hopefully it will be a reason of further research to find out the actual reason of this. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything. It was really hard for me to express like how thankful and like grateful for this opportunity, for my mentor especially. She was she was like such an inspiration. Like I don't know, she supported me in every step of this journey, and without her, I would never have ever done such a thing and enjoyed it that much. Like, thank you so much, Miss Irina. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your effort. And I just want to say thank you so much.